T-Fit here, Fit Bully TV. Listen, you want to like, you want to subscribe, you want to share. Since we've come back into the dog space, what we've seen, unfortunately, is that the space is grown, but I don't know that it's grown in a good way. So we've started a mentorship program. I've got some friends, associates. If you follow us on Instagram, you know I've done lives with people who are $40,000 in and nothing to show for. And some of them are just now getting traction. But they went into this space believing the hype. The hype is this: you can become a breeder and make a bunch of money. Let me tell you something. You see this dog here? This dog does not equal money. This dog equals responsibility. And it's your responsibility, as I say in every video, to take care of your dogs. Therefore, one of the things that we'll be teaching you when it comes to breeding, specifically, for one, the rule is get a mentor before you get into breeding, even before you get a dog. For two, you want to make sure that you know nutritionally what your dog needs. You want to make sure that you know psychologically, mentally, physically what your dog needs. You need to understand your breed. I know I do bullies, but really I do all dogs. And when we get this land at some point, you'll see I'm gonna have a gang of dogs. Only because it'll, fulfill me per se, but it fulfills me to fulfill them. So as you see our dogs working, having a good time, jumping, hopping, skipping, running, there are videos that prove that some of the dogs we have had no interest in anything, and it was my job to bring the best out of them. No dog comes to you perfect, let alone prepared for this world, and it's your job to be prepared to bring the best out of them. So you say, hey, what kind of food does my dog need? We don't feed dog food. What kind of training does my dog need? What kind of mental stimulation does my dog need? Where should I go and get good dogs? What truth are they going to leave out when they're selling me? Whatever dog. And unfortunately, as I told some friends of mine about specific bloods and dogs that, again, I told them not to get. They bought three. One of the homies, unfortunately, him and his crew, they bought 3 clunkers. Dogs didn't turn out. Heart murmurs that progress to over stage 3 and a level 3 per se. And what happens when a dog gets a stenosis that's over level 3, has to go on heart medication. If you have a bad heart, do you think the mother should be carrying a litter of pups? Of course not. So the goal is to avoid these things. Avoid. Prevent these things from happening by being educated and prepared to know where to go, who to talk to, how to breed, how to get it right. And nothing's ever going to go right, to be clear. But we want to get closer to the right side than we do the wrong side. And then we want to learn how to build things to bring the best out in our dogs, because confidence is key. And the only thing worse realistically than parvo is a dog that lacks the confidence, socialization, and understanding, meaning the human, it doesn't have the understanding, which then they say, hey, I can't deal with this dog, and it ends up in the shelter. You're like, what's worse, a dog that gets parvo or a dog that ends up in the shelter? Depending on how fast you get the dog with parvo, both of them kind of die. So, mentorship program dropping. Go to mydogtools.com to sign up, submit your questionnaire, because it ain't for everybody, and it's not free. So stay tuned, take care of your dogs. Thank you as always for listening. Like, subscribe, and share.